Stockton police revealed that one of the hostages was killed. Relatives of the hostage and strangers on social media starting to raise some questions about how police handled the situation.
Yeah, there are some questions and some emotions surrounding this. In a KCRA3 investigation, Kevin Oliver looks into the policies for pursuing armed gunmen. Kevin.
Well, these are California state's guidelines for pursuits, 38 pages in all, but they largely leave the split-second decision-making up to the officers and their commanders. Still, not everyone is satisfied with that. Not long after the bullets stopped flying, a relative of Misty Singh Holt blamed police for her death.
You know, I have a cousin that doesn't have a heartbeat anymore. You know, we have a lot of family members that are stressed out about this, and when it comes down to it, that's not right. When you can stop something, you know, from the beginning, you know, that's what they should have done.
On social media, other people started questioning every move. This morning, Chief Eric Jones offered this explanation for continuing the hour-long pursuit and opening fire.
They had a duty to not allow the suspects to get away due to the risks to the hostages, but also the fear that additional hostages could be taken or killed.
Former Sacramento County Sheriff John McGinnis agreed.
One of the options, frankly, I think they don't have is to simply let these guys go away, because they have shown tremendous propensity for violence.
And McGinnis told KCRA3 if the officers in the crosshairs were told not to open fire because of the hostage, the outcome could have been even worse.
Obviously, that you're putting law enforcement officers in a position what would frankly be a suicide mission. And so it requires discipline, and I've seen nothing to suggest that they didn't use an extraordinary amount of discipline.
The California guidelines for pursuits don't say specifically when they should be called off, but say officers should balance the offense, officer safety, and whether there are hostages. McGinnis says an investigation will determine whether protocol was broken, but he says the officers involved are surely wondering if they're responsible for the loss of innocent life.
There's got to be people wondering that today. And the difference between the suspects being responsible for the taking of her life and an officer being responsible for her loss of life is just that, guilt and regret and just horrific feelings as a result of it, whereas the crooks didn't care about that.
Now, as part of the investigation, McGinnis told me that authorities will be able to determine through the autopsy whether Misty Singh Holt was killed by a suspect's bullet or from the police. And if she was struck by an officer's bullet, they'll be able to look at the guns of the officers and determine actually which officer fired those shots.
Or officers.
Or officers.
So what about investigating the Stockton Police Department? Is this a case where it'd be in a position to investigate itself?
They will be doing their own internal investigation, and then they've also brought in neighboring agencies. San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office will also be conducting or assisting in their own investigation to try to determine what exactly happened and whether any protocol was broken.